It is only right that we, as a government, continue to ensure that their golden years are marked by dignity and security. We know that our seniors deserve more than just our gratitude. They deserve action, investment, and to feel confident that they'll be supported and be able to enjoy living in a fairer Bermuda that cares for them. The Progressive Labour Party has always been committed to putting Bermudians first, and nowhere is that commitment more evident than the work that we've done for our seniors since 2017. Today, you will hear how we work to increase pensions, ease the burden of healthcare costs, and provide critical support to caregivers, and the plans that we have to ease the burden on the sandwich generation who are caring for both their parents and their children. We believe that supporting our seniors is not just about policy. It is about ensuring that every senior feels valued and appreciated. With that, let me turn things over to my colleagues to provide more details on the work that the Progressive Labour Party have done and the work that we will continue to do for our seniors. MP Tyrrell?
Thank you, Premier. Good morning, Bermuda. It's an honor to come to you today to discuss how we're strengthening our commitment to our seniors, the people who laid the foundation upon which this country stands. Let's talk about the senior daycare facility we're planning. This isn't just a building or a program. It's a lifeline for our seniors and their families. It's a space where our elders can engage, connect, and thrive. A place where they're not just cared for, but celebrated. For our seniors, this facility will offer opportunities to participate in activities that stimulate the mind, support physical health, and encourage social connections. There will be programs tailored to meet their diverse needs, whether that's art therapy, exercise classes, or simply a welcoming environment where they can share stories and wisdom with their peers. But it's not just about the seniors themselves. This facility will be a source of support for their families who are balancing the demands of work, caregiving, and everyday life. By providing a safe and nurturing environment for their loved ones, we're giving Bermudian families the peace of mind they deserve. They'll know that their parents or grandparents are being looked after with compassion and respect while they go to work or manage their own responsibilities. This project also underscores something bigger, our belief that no one in this country should have to choose between caring for a loved one and earning a paycheck. We're building a fairer Bermuda for all of us by ensuring that families have the resources to succeed together. So yes, this is about care, but it's also about opportunity. It's about giving back to those who've given so much and ensuring that Bermuda remains a place where we look out for one another. Together, we're not just building a facility, we're building a brighter, more inclusive future. Thank you.
Good morning. Today, we're not just talking about promises, we're talking about action, about what it means to deliver results that matter for the people of Bermuda. And when it comes to our seniors, our records speak for itself. Let's start with this. Since we took office, we've raised pensions for seniors every single year. Because we understand that for so many of our elders, those pensions aren't just numbers on a page, they're the foundation of financial security. We also knew that some of the seniors were struggling to afford basic necessities like food, housing, and medication. So we stepped up, increasing investments in hardship assistance to make sure no senior has to face those challenges alone. Let me tell you about the home care allowance. For many families, caring for their loved ones at home is what they want to do. It's what they feel is right. But it can be tough financially and emotionally. That's why we increased funding for the home care allowance, making it easy for more families to provide care in the comfort of their own homes. But we didn't stop there. We launched the Dementia Care Pilot Program, a groundbreaking initiative that's already changing lives. The program is offering home-based specialized care to 50 uninsured or underinsured seniors with dementia and their caregivers. It's providing the kind of support and resources that make a real difference, not just for individuals, but for their entire families. Services provided include dementia assessments, cognitive screenings, environmental assessments, personalized care planning, case management, caregiver education and support, adaptive equipment and tech aids, crisis intervention and prevention, cognitive stimulation therapy. And you know what all this reflects? Our values. Our belief that when we invest in our seniors, we invest in those who have helped build the Bermuda of today. So yes, we have more work to do, but let's take a moment to recognize the progress we've made and the path we're on. Because when we work together, when we lead with compassion, purpose, and determination, there's nothing we can't achieve. Let's keep building, let's keep moving, and let's keep fighting for a fairer Bermuda for all of us, and where every senior knows they are valued, respected, and cared for. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. That is some of the record, a significant amount of work, and I'm happy to take any questions from Bermuda Broadcasting, TNN, or the Royal Gazette.
Thank you, Mr. Bramian. Very much discussed Bermuda Broadcasting. You've emphasised the effort that this government has made towards seniors. Is how much of what you've been able to do is enabled by a growing economy, as opposed to just your policy? Would you be able to do this without the economy as it is, and the growth of things like international business sector? And now you've talked about some of the properties coming into Hamilton.
So let's start by saying, and I think MP Tyrrell can certainly attest to this, that this hasn't started recently. This has been from the very beginning. We promised that we would increase seniors' pensions by the rate of inflation, and we did that. We promised that we would increase the prescription drug benefit under future care, and we did that. We introduced local radiation coverage, expanded the home health care benefit under future care and HIP. These are all things that happened before the pandemic. This isn't recent. This is a long history of dedication to our seniors. And MP Tyrrell is one of our most prolific canvassers, and I'm happy to have him say anything that he wishes to add on the work which we've done for seniors. But this is not new. This is work that we've been doing for a long time.
Certainly, as Premier said, during my canvassing, many seniors are praising us for the work that we're doing for seniors in particular. So I'm honored to be able to serve this party in my constituency, certainly with the backing of these sort of projects that we're doing. Yes.
Okay. And speaking on the kind of the ways that you've funded these things, because we're talking about how you're budgeting for this. You're making this part of your commitment. I wonder if you might speak on the 2024 fiscal responsibility report that essentially shows an additional 40 million out of the sinking fund than we saw in the budget in last February. Essentially, it shows the 2023 actuals as being about 26 million below. The sinking fund has dropped by 26 million. And then the 2024-25 projection on the same table, the sinking fund is about 14 million. So that's about 40 million altogether lower than we previously thought. Now, where's that money going? Is part of that money going towards unbudgeted issues with seniors or other projects? I know last year we know someone's going to transfer to fund top up the mutual reinsurance fund. Is this related to what we're talking about today?
It's certainly not related, but let me speak to an issue when it comes towards our values. Because this government believes that when we are in the position to provide relief, we are going to provide that relief. And the Fiscal Responsibility Panel report clearly speaks about those particular transfers in regards to GHI, et cetera. But let me just be clear. On the issues of which we are talking about today, this government, when faced with a choice last year of increasing health insurance rates for everyone in the country, that would increase persons' bills by $540 a year, we decided that we were going to use money from the excess borrowing fund in order to tackle that particular issue and to make sure that those increases didn't happen. And so I think it's important that we talk about values, because this election is a choice between a political party that looks at what we have and will take the actions necessary despite the opposition, which may say, no, 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 let the people wait for relief, and deliver that relief because we recognize the challenging times. That's because if you look at Ms. Aisha Musson, she's been out on the pavement in constituency 20, a constituency that has a significant senior population. And so it is these type of things that we are taking the message to the doorsteps of the work of which we've done. And when I was canvassing yesterday, my person said, yes, we want to do more for seniors, but they acknowledge the fact that the PLP has actually done a lot for seniors, and they're appreciative of the fact that we're looking at the challenges that we face, dealing with matters related to the sandwich generation, and putting capital funding and others towards a seniors daycare facility.
And when it comes to the seniors daycare facility, what's the timeline on that?
The seniors daycare facility, so what we've started to do, it's been slated, as Colonel Birch had said, it's slated for Gilbert Institute. That is the space. We have the architects that are doing up all the drawings as we speak, because we know that that school is scheduled to close at the end of this year. So in June, we want to make sure we have the work so that work can go ahead and begin the particular transition on that. And we look forward to having services that will be available either late this year or next year. It's not going to be, of course, a complete rebuild. We're talking about renovating and refitting the spaces that can be used. But I think what's also important to note, that one of the things that the Ministry of Youth, Social Development and Seniors is doing is, in the interim, trying to make sure to work with existing bodies to find more staff that can help to do seniors daycare during the time, because we know the impact and we hear it on the sandwich generation. Do you like to speak on that anymore?
Yes. So I'm going to go back to what the Premier was saying in regards to C20. Majority of their constituents is seniors, and when I go to the doorsteps, they have actually they have commended the PLP for being able to put the pilot program out for just dementia patients alone, considering there is no facility on island that tends to take those patients. There's seniors, so having this pilot program where they're actually going into their homes and supporting that senior and their families has been truly commendable for the Progressive Labour Party. So, yes.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Roll Gazettes. How you doing?
I have a question about the National Senior Strategy.
Absolutely.
It was implemented in December, I think.
Mhm.
Can you provide an update on it? How has it been going?
Well, we have an amazing minister responsible for seniors. Of course, the National Senior Strategy was complete. It was rolled out in December. It covers the period in time between 2025 and 2030, and it envisages an inclusive Bermuda that celebrates, but also prepares responsibly for aging. And insofar as the implementation, whether it's challenges such as dementia, which is something that has been mentioned, which is inside the senior strategy, where we have a care pilot. When we talk about matters related to long-term care, which is some of the things of which we are speaking about when it comes to our seniors daycare facility to assist for persons, but also expansion of the long-term care options that are available and additional funds that are going to be put into that, whether it's matters related to more matters of accessibility and transportation, which we know insofar as our transportation plans are things that you will hear more about. So this strategy is there to lay out what it is that we are going to do for seniors, because as we have an aging population, we need to make sure that persons are engaged. And so from that aspect, there's a number of things in there, and it will continue to be implemented for our excellent Minister of Youth, Social Development and Seniors.
what are some of the priority areas that you think should be addressed in, or if you were re-elected as a government? Some areas that would need addressing.
When it comes to seniors? Well, we've spoken about them very clearly. Number one, a seniors daycare facility, which we think is important and vital. Number two, we've spoken about the expansion of healthcare coverage, which is important. Future Care was something that was introduced by the Progressive Labor Party in 2009. It provides affordable healthcare options for our senior citizens, but we also recognize that we have to continue to expand. That's why our plans call for expansions of preventative care visits and also specialist visits with reduction of copays, because we know the people who are on Future Care have significant copay burdens when dealing with those, when dealing with going to see a specialist. And we're going to make sure that as we work towards universal health care, we provide more support in the interim, because that's the type of message of which we're hearing from the doorstep. Persons are difficult when it comes to accessing healthcare with the cost of copays. And so we want to make sure, at least for one specialist visit, those matters can be reduced.
Thank you.
There is a growing concern at the hospital. Granny dumping, they call it. 2 floors, 3rd and 4th floor, a lot of seniors. Any thought of, I know there's not enough homes for seniors, and some homes are very expensive, families can't afford it. Any thought of trying to tackle that issue?
The answer to the question is yes, absolutely. And so it's important to recognize what we've done. First of all, we increased the amount of assistance that financial assistance gives for homes. So where there's a senior who cannot afford, there is that support that is there if their families can afford. Secondly, it is about facilitating the construction of additional care facilities. So whether it's the replacement facility in the West End, which will replace Leafroy House and to expand, whether it's support of the private sector facilities as well, because as we have an aging population, we know that it's more, or also whether it's the expansion of the home health care benefit, of which we have, which has been able to assist many families in taking care of their seniors at home. So there's a number of things we have. But yes, what you're speaking to is a challenge. But it's not just a challenge in Bermuda. It's a challenge in other spaces. The question is, how do we address that? And we address that by making sure that we have more capacity in the system to make sure that we build and deliver more units. We eliminated land tax on these facilities. We put in place a guarantee facility in order for anyone who's constructing seniors nursing homes or seniors care homes. And we see more and more of that happening. But it's also important to remember that this government also made sure that we had higher standards for seniors care facilities, because no one wants their senior or their parent or family member living in a facility that does not have high standards of care.
Thank you.
That's it. All right. Well, thank you, members of the media, for your attention today. And as I said, thank you, Cadet Musson. Thank you very much, MP Tyrrell. The reality is that the Progressive Labor Party has delivered for seniors, will continue to deliver for seniors. And when it comes to the values in this election, there is an opposition who told our seniors that money doesn't grow on trees. And there is a Progressive Labor Party who has kept their promises to our seniors year in and year out, making sure that we make more money available in pensions, making sure we make more money available in support, more funds available inside of Future Care, and we will continue to expand our support for our senior population so they can age well. Thank you for your attention and have a great day.